They left us in the dark. The consortium ships had come in shimmering waves of silver and blue, promising salvation and safe passage from the dying Earth. They spoke in smooth diplomatic tones, offering shelter among the stars, but they only took the worthy, the genetically optimal, the pliant. The rest of us were abandoned, left behind on a world whose sun had grown pale and sickly, whose oceans had already turned to knives of wind. They watched us from orbit as the first blizzards smothered cities and glaciers swallowed highways. The last broadcast from the orbiting station called us statistical inevitabilities. Then they left, and the last satellite flickered and died. The first year, millions perished. People turned to old basements and abandoned subways, wrapping themselves in torn banners and old protest flags. Fires sputtered out as the wind clawed through every crack. We burned everything, books, furniture, even plastic scraps that choked us with toxic smoke. Our lungs bled, but we refused to stop breathing, because every breath, even scorched and poisoned, was ours. The second year it got colder. Even the stray animals vanished. There were rumors of cities in the north forming ice parliaments, bands of survivors fusing whatever metal they could find to form heat sinks, whispering about human forges beneath the snow. Many said they were all dead, just ghost stories to keep us warm. In our burrow beneath the husk of an old university, we learned to condense every droplet of warmth. We exhaled into cloth tubes wrapped in copper wire, watched our breath bead and freeze, then melt again as we cycled it through our makeshift heaters. We called it breath fire. It started as a desperate experiment from a half-crazy engineer who had read too many pre-collapse sci-fi novels. At first, it was a joke. We'll make fire from our breath and laugh at the consortium's perfect bloodlines. But then someone's fingers thawed. Someone else's heart started beating stronger. Bit by bit, we refined it. We connected old vacuum tubes to hand-crank fans, funneled our collective exhalations into chemical loops that retained just enough warmth to keep a chamber above freezing. We built rooms of fog, rooms where we could actually sleep without frostbite creeping up our legs. By the third year, we started to stand up. Children born during the long freeze had never felt the sun, but they ran through the fog halls, chasing each other in a soft mist of human breath turned into living warmth. Our elders taught them how to blow carefully into the collectors, how to conserve energy, how to share heat without words. The consortium believed we would quietly disappear. Their historians wrote us off as projected extinction by second planetary winter. But the fourth year came, and our breath-fire halls glowed with a dull amber light. Then we ventured above ground. Our eyes burned in the glare of the ice fields, but we brought small generators powered by what we called heart cores, compact units filled with coiled tubing and steam traps that ran on human exhalation, on every heartbeat, every shiver. We carried these cores like ancient torches, planting them among the bones of old cities, igniting beacons that punched holes through the endless snow. Other survivors saw the rising plumes. They stumbled from caverns and buried subways, fingers black with frostbite, faces half-masked with makeshift filters. They joined us, coughing, crying when they felt warmth radiating from our devices. By the fifth year, we had networks of tunnels and above-ground bridges of heat conduits, connecting the last enclaves. Our breath was no longer just survival. It was power, a shared currency of life. We sang as we exhaled, taught the children chants to keep the flows steady. We scrawled words on the walls in soot. We are the fire. And when the consortium finally returned, drifting low above our rebuilt citadels of steam and frost, they expected a graveyard. Instead, they saw plumes rising like dragons, heard songs echoing up to their pristine decks. They sent down envoys in polished armor, offering us a place among the stars, finally recognizing our adaptability. We laughed in their faces. Our leader, once a janitor before the world froze, stood in front of their delegation and breathed out a thick, glowing plume into the frigid air. "We are no longer the ones you left behind," he said, voice low and burning. "You asked us to vanish. Instead, we learned to build fire from our breath." They offered us planets, ships, the promise of comfort, but they didn't understand. We had learned to ignite suns inside ourselves, to share warmth without wires or codes, to find family in a single exhale passed through trembling hands. We sent them away, our lights burning brighter than any orbital beacon. The children watched the ships vanish, and one small girl whispered, "They don't know how to breathe together, do they?" The elders smiled, touching their heart cores, nodding. Now we roam our ice-choked earth like lantern keepers. We sculpt cities of steam and crystal, carve bridges of glowing warmth over canyons of frozen glass. We share stories of the time when death nearly claimed us, and how we answered not with surrender but with breath, with fire, with endless, defiant life. When we look up at the stars, we do not see gods or saviors. We see cold lights that once turned away. And we, the children of frost and steam, sing into the endless sky, our breath rising like pyres. Because they left us to freeze. But we fragile, flawed, unstoppable, built fire from our breath, and we are still here.